Okay, pile number 3. What are you in avoidance of? This Ace of Wands comes out here, and it's interesting because in the first pile, this energy was in the background and it was tied to that ancestral line and healing from it, but was being asked to like lift it up. And it's interesting because I did the first video this afternoon and then things came up. So this one I'm doing in the middle of the night. And so totally different dynamics in energy of where I'm even at in my own field. And the biggest thing that was being shown was that we needed to lift ourselves up and out. So clearing ancestral stuff to lift ourselves up and out. And here we have pile number 3 showing this. So this shows me that we've done a lot of the work. And it's interesting, even the cards that come out with it as well. I'm like, okay, do I want to put them up? I'm like, what do I want to do here? Because I feel like what I'm seeing is what you're in avoidance of is taking that next step for yourself. So the Ace of Wands is like taking that step, that new beginning in creative endeavors, so business opportunities, stuff like this, but just taking some step towards some creative new endeavor, something you're passionate towards. And you're up and out of that turmoil now that was like keeping us stuck. And you're able to move forward, yet there's this fear. Now, what comes with it is the 3 of Pentacles, which is about building foundations. But I think what I'm seeing here is while you're doing all the work, building your foundations right now, we have these people watching. And so there's a trigger here because you're like, if you were just building your foundation yourself, or fear of what people are going to think of your foundations, right? Because in a spiritual world, we do still have many people that hold that fear of speaking their truth and fear of stepping out and being the spiritual being full time. It's a trigger, and people watch and they're like, I don't know how you can do that. I don't know how you can be that. But while you build those foundations, this soul star activation comes through saying fulfilling soul contracts, which makes so much sense. Like, I feel like number 1, you could almost listen to for the sake of hearing what you transformed through. Because pile 1 is kind of in this place of like, okay, we're needing to heal some ancestral stuff so we can remember who we are, so we can clear up those contracts to fully build. So it's like pile 1 is kind of in that energy of observing the foundations you're building. So if you're in avoidance of creating that, you're not fully remembering who you are because you're in that avoidance of stepping into it. So it's like, build those foundations anyways, right? That is what I had to do when I was back home in Saskatchewan. I was evolving and outgrowing all of the people around me, and it wasn't for any reason, no hierarchies, no nothing. It was just how I was meant to evolve, right? So that I could create a container, but I needed those challenges to make sure that I pushed through. And really was like, this is not my truth. I need to remember who I am. And so sometimes we have to build foundations while we're a crazy person and nobody can understand it. And everybody's witnessing you as this crazy person. But if this is your truth, don't fucking worry about these people watching. Because one day they're just going to follow by your example of what you have created for yourself, because you are taking the steps to remember who you are. And because of that, it gives you activations. Contracts are being fulfilled. So now bigger doors are opening up. It's interesting. The other video I had a different cough, and this one I have a different one. It's just like, where are we holding back our truth right now? because that Merkaba is trying to come in and be fully activated, right? So allow yourself to sit in this energy. Keep building those foundations. Don't be afraid to take that next step for yourself, right? You have climbed up out of this mess, this turmoil. That cat there, talks about moving different dimensions, portaling to different timelines. I went to bed at like 8 o'clock tonight. I was so tired from all the upgrades and activations and all the work that's been going on over this last week or so. And I went to bed at 8 and I had this dream about, there was this woman and she was just laying there, and I looked at her, and her eyes had these, they were like almost black, but they had these bright stars in the background. And I don't have things like that happen much. My dreams are still pretty human. They're not very astral like that. So it was interesting. And now we have this soul star activation. So what I'm almost seeing from that dream and those eyes is the activation that wants to come through. Okay, so we got some stuff in the neck that we need to pull out here. And we just got a couple pops in that collarbone as well. I'm just going to pull a couple things out here because these are part of the things that are holding you back right now. So it kind of ties to the whole neck and throat. The throat has been coming up a lot for a lot of people lately. I found a lot of it was tied to that witch wound, but I have also been healing that and pulling that out in a lot of people. And so it doesn't necessarily feel tied to that. This feels more like, this one's more of an activation and downloading information into your field to help you get to that next level, to show you what those foundations actually look like. The throat's almost clear now, and it's in the sinuses as well, so it's making my nose water and everything, so my nose leaky. So we're just going to pull whatever that is out of the sinuses as well. Okay. So I'm going to leave you at that. You're the only guys that got activations, so good job, beauties. Okay, if you require a personalized session, I will leave the link in the description box. And also, I'm reminding everybody that I just released my Pendulum course for purchase. I'm super excited about it. I am offering 50% off for a limited time. And I'm also offering the course for free if you book a session with me before June 1st. So that's just like a little promo and gives you all kinds of activations as well as the Pendulum course to just move you along. So everything will be in the description, and I will chat with you all soon. Take care.